Hi, John.
Hi.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
I have a question about your opinion on Christianity and culture. There's Christian rock that has a hard sound, what you might call hard rock, and I'm specifically interested in representations in film and television and theater. How rough can you get in the representation of an unredeemed life and still maintain the purpose of a Christian presentation? In other words, is it possible to have a mature audience for a Christian movie, play?
Well, I understand what you're saying, David, right? I can't see back there. Yeah. And that's really a very good and a very practical question. How rough can it get? How edgy can it get? And not pervert the message or corrupt the message. It's a very difficult question to answer. First of all, from my viewpoint, I have to honestly say that there's a generational issue here, and so I'm probably not the best person to ask that to, because I like simple things. You know, I can handle the content. I don't need to be overpowered by a lot of other stuff. I mean, even at the Resolve conference, I'm working harder than ever to worship. Because so much stuff is going on there. For me, I can just give me the words and I'm good. And I can handle that. But I really think some of it is generational. I also think that mature Christians can be offended by things that immature Christians are not offended by. I think on the one hand, there are, and this again opens up the question, we talked about it a little earlier, immature people in some ways can almost handle anything unless they were converted out of it. If you take a person who is converted out of a profane life, drugs, etc., hard music, and then you put that all in a Christian media presentation, film, theater, and sort of baptize it as if it's okay, that person might be deeply offended who was rescued from that. On the other hand, if you're talking about a third-generation Christian teenage kid who's a little bit bored with the church, you might think that's really cool because it gives him a little taste of what the world is pulling at him about anyway. It's a really delicate thing. I think the purity of content is the essence of it. I think you can portray sinners acting like sinners. I think there's a lot of latitude in where you can go musically, but I think you can cross a line where it's so much of the world that it's impossible to penetrate to the truth and have the truth really protected. But it's a delicate thing, and people have been working on that for a long, long time. And sometimes they go over the line, and sometimes they don't. Even musically. I have been exposed recently to Christian rap. I thought that was something you did at Christmas. But I have been exposed to it, and what's really funny is I've heard lots of Christian rap songs with me in them. They take parts of my sermons and turn them into rap rhythms. And this is a new experience for me. I know it's my voice, but I can't understand what I'm saying. That's the problem. So my response is just get rid of the music and you get the message. But I understand the world is changing, and I understand all these genres are out there. And you can't dishonor the Lord. You can't be profane. You can't be perverse. You can't be base. You can't be overly sexual. There's some delicate areas there, but I think a mature Christian, a sensitive Christian, can lean on the Spirit of God to produce some things that are reflective of the society we live in without without being prurient in any sense. And we can show honestly the way things are in the world. But the thing you will do, and this is what your heart will do, because of your love for Christ and your desire to honor Christ, you're first and foremost going to protect that. And I think that's the heart of a Christian, to do that. I think there are immature people who get into this kind of thing and don't have the discernment, go over the line, and it can become offensive. Okay? I know it's kind of a wandering answer, but it's a tough question.